Hello everyone. Today let's talk about proper sitting. Sitting is very important for musicians because whenever you are practicing or whenever you are in a performance or you are playing for a gig, sitting is usually something that's required for a couple hours. So proper sitting is definitely very important. That can minimize a lot of the stress you put onto your body, and then it can definitely make you play more efficiently and then make you feel more comfortable when you are holding and then using the instruments. So today in this topic, I would like to share with you guys about 2 tips of how you can sit properly and then how that can benefit your playing. So the first off, let's talk about the tip and the concept about neutral spine. So neutral spine means you're not all the way curled and then slouch, and then you're not all the way arched back. It's the middle point of all the way curled down and then all the way arched back, the middle point. And then so how do you find that? How do you know where the middle point of your spine is? There is actually a very easy way for you to self-check. So when you are sitting on the chair, you basically can feel like there are multiple spots that are in contact with the chair, which are your sits bone, your pelvic bone, and then your sacrum. They essentially form a diamond together, look like this. So my thumb is like my sacrum, and then my pinky fingers are like my pelvic bone. And then so when you are slouched back, you can feel like you are moving your weight back, and then you are putting more weight onto your sacrum. Versus when you sit up forward, move your weight forward, you arch forward, you're essentially putting more weight onto your pubic bone, which are like my pinky fingers there. So when you slouch all the way back and then arch all the way forward, you can feel like the weight is being transferred forward and backward. Once you find how far you can go forward and then how far you can go backward, let's try to find the middle point, right in the center, right in the middle of all the way back versus all the way forward. And then that middle point is how you can maintain your weight at the center of your pelvis. That's the first step. And then the second step is you move your weight side to side, and then you can feel like your body is shifting more weight onto one sits bone versus the other. It's like moving your pelvis this way. Same thing once you find out how far right you can go versus how far left you can go. Find the middle point between your left and right. And then that's the center part of your pelvis, forward, backward, left and right. And then when you are able to maintain your weight, your center at the center of your pelvis, and then it will be an easier way for you to self-check whether you are maintaining a neutral spine. You are essentially having a neutral spine position when you put your weight at the center. And then it's probably very hard for some of you guys to find that out. An easier way to figure that out is you can use a Swiss ball like this. The reason why sitting on a Swiss ball is easier to find your neutral spine is because the ball is more mobile, and then you can definitely shift your weight much more easier, and then you can even exaggerate the motion happening at your spine and your pelvis. So you can really feel like you are going all the way forward, all the way backwards, and then you just find the middle spot yourself, that's a much easier way for you to find the center by exaggerating the motion. So the second tip is your core engagement. So our core muscles or powerhouse around our trunk has three components. We have the diaphragm at the top, which separates the rib cage versus our abdominals, our stomach. And then the second part is the transverse abdominis, wrapping all the way back to the lumbar multifidus muscles along our spine. These two muscles essentially forms a corset, an internal corset, because they are the deepest layer of the muscles in this area, and then they are really surrounding the trunk and then eventually connected to the spine. And then the last component is the pelvic floor muscles, which located in the diamond we just mentioned about, which are the bottom part of the powerhouse or our core. So how do you engage your core? First off, you need to properly engage your diaphragm. So the easier way for you to find that out is you can place one hand at your diaphragm and then or the top of your stomach, and then the other hand at your chest. So when you breathe into your hands, you can feel like initially the pressure is going into both of your hands. And then when you start to feel the pressure, are you able to adjust the percentage of the pressure? You want to calm down the pressure going into your top hand, and you want more pressure going into your bottom hand. That's how you use your diaphragm more when you are breathing. And then using diaphragm breathing can also help you to breathe more steadily and longer, and then this will be more beneficial for you when you are playing instruments. So that's the first component. And then the second component, let's dive into the pelvic floor, which are the muscles within the diamond we mentioned about. So when you are breathing in, you lower your diaphragm, you breathe into your diaphragm. You also think about you are expanding the diamond to make the diamond bigger under your pelvis. And then when you are exhaling, you are lifting your diaphragm up, and then you are shrinking your diamond, make it smaller. So when you breathe in, the diamond is getting bigger, and then when you breathe out, the diamond is getting smaller. So that's the second component. And then the third component, the transverse abdominis, and then the multifidus muscle around our trunk. Like I said, it almost like it's like a corset. So the corset, think about it has a zipper at the front. When you are breathing in, the diaphragm is lowered, the diamond is expanded. You also think about the zipper is going down, you are relaxing all the muscles. And then when you breathe out, the diaphragm is coming up, the diamond is shrinking, and then you zip up the vest, the corset. Then you even feel like the lifting, the zipping up also helps your spine to grow taller, like you're growing 12 inches taller into the ceiling. So you breathe in, diaphragm lower, zipper down, expanding the diamond. You breathe out, diamond shrink, zipper up, diaphragm up. You lift your spine up tall. And then you keep doing a few more breathing. And like I said, you can always use a Swiss ball, because the Swiss ball helps you move more and then it can give you better feedback. And then that's the second tip, which is keep your core muscles engaged. So these are the 2 tips. I want you to take this away whenever you are playing, whenever you are practicing. Really think about these 2 tips. This can really go a much longer way and help you perform more comfortably, more easily.